And then they had a 6-man tag because remember, Andrade came out and knocked Kenny colder than a banker's heart here a few weeks ago. But now that Andrade is not allowed to be on TV and is probably going to go back to the WWE, and never will Kenny get even with what he did. They just put old Kenny in a 6-man tag. And it was Josh Alexander, Chia, and fat ass Mark Davis. He is still carrying a goddamn, tie red flags on it when he walks through catering. But they were going up against Jungle Jackoff, Dino Douche, and the original thespian of this troupe of vaudevillians, our friend Twinkle Toes McFingerbang himself. And they keep Perry out for a year and a half after trying to make him some kind of tough guy main event heel with a bread truck that he would drive around the country. Now he comes back and he's doing the same thing he was 5-6 years ago, as is the Lizard, who was off for being sick for however long and came back doing the exact same thing. And Kenny's stuck in the middle of them because at least it's the group of the friends. So this has nullified any box office potential that any of these people might have. Has it not? It's just, there it is.
Yeah, I don't know how much box office potential is there for any of this right now. The Andrade thing is embarrassing, though. The fact that this happened on their show and look at where we are today, that's embarrassing.
They could put Kenny in something because he has a name somewhat memorable, try to get somebody over that works for them, actually. They could have done something with the Lizard because he's the only one that's gotten a big pop since he's been back. Again, he's rotten, had that, but they were happy to see him. And then did you see what they did in this match, Brian, in one of the breaks? Remember what Adam Page did a couple weeks ago? We heard about it, where he tweeted to Warner Brothers Discovery and TBS and everything. They're running ice commercials. And you know how it is when the kids say the worst person you know just made a great point. Page actually stood up and tweeted, hey, you guys ought to be better than that and stop this bullshit running these commercials. So I got to admire him for that, if nothing else. And there is nothing else. However, having said that, they not only didn't stop the commercials, I fast forward through every break that I can, and I couldn't get away from them. They doubled it up. They outlawed cigarette advertising in 1971, but 50 years later, you can still advertise for hired thugs and wannabe bounty hunters and militia fuckwits to kidnap people off the streets for money. Then you can advertise it on national television, and they're giving these assholes $50,000 signing bonuses, benefits, forgiving student loans. And they're targeting the advertisements to, hey, law enforcement, AKA cops that have been kicked off the force for being assholes and violating people's rights. You want to keep doing what you like to do? Come work for us for a bunch of money. The government can't stay open because the Republicans want to set fire to everybody's health care. They cut funds for kids' cancer research so Schittler could build a gold ballroom, but they can pay these fucking pigs to cosplay as soldiers and harass and kidnap and push people around and give them $50,000 signing bonuses. I'm glad to see that the priorities in our country are still the way they've always been.
Hey, regardless,
back to the 6-man tag.
Regardless of the issue, if you're a promoter, do you want your top star sending out a public message to the station that airs you, the only station that airs you, saying, hey,
I have never in my life heard of an instance where I could possibly agree with that until now. No, as a matter of fact, hold on. Well, it wasn't really the same type of deal, but in OVW, we got, with our deal with the station, we got 8 minutes of commercial time, and they got 4 minutes for quite some time. And then I turned on the TV one night, and all 4 of their, because we were selling our time and fucking, we had our sponsors. All 4 of their minutes were filled up with ads, with commercials for gay 800 fucking sex lines. And I didn't think that was the image that we wanted to be fucking producing there or promoting. Not that there's anything wrong with gay people talking about sex on the phone, but I didn't want to see these goddamn commercials on my show. So we went and made a deal and bought the rest of the commercial time. So we didn't have to have porn advertisements. But otherwise than that.
And you know what? That's one of those things that actually, if Tony Khan wanted to make a statement, could work right now. Tony Khan can afford that, to buy up that ad time. If it's national, see, I don't know how much of that's national versus local. I'm assuming it's national.
It's got to be national.
Yeah, Tony could buy it up.
Because I haven't seen these commercials on any program here locally in Louisville. But yeah, and also, again, by the way, here in Louisville, they had a Department of Justice consent decree against the Louisville Metropolitan Police Department because they shot Breonna Taylor and killed her. And the pattern of racial discrimination and abuse of power and thuggery and various things. And everybody thought, okay, well, they'll keep him in line now. And guess what Schittler did? His Department of Justice said, no, you don't have to fucking worry about that anymore. You can be as shitty as you want to be to people. So they've actually here had to have an independent group come in and say, we're going to be the ones that are overseeing the Louisville Police Department so that the fucking local citizens wouldn't goddamn get up in arms again and cause problems. And now they're advertising to these kind of cops that get kicked off the fucking force. Hey, you still want to cosplay and be some kind of soldier of fortune? Yeah, you can carry a weapon and push people around. Come on over and we'll pay you a bunch more money. That's going to work out well.
But again, to my question, notwithstanding whether Adam Page is right or not.
Oh, it's going to get him heat, but it should. And Tony should make an announcement. I have bought that commercial time so you don't have to, our fans don't have to watch this kind of shit. But he won't. But that would be a use of his money instead of fucking signing cripples for millions. Back to the 6-man tag. So it was about 20 minutes there. And then, oh my God. Jungle Jack and Dino hit the Doomsday Device on Chi-Chi-Chia. And they won. And then the Hardley boys ran in and super kicked Jack and super kicked Dino and went to Tombstone Jack, but Kenny stopped them. And then they argued again at this point. They're arguing. He's a babyface. They're heels. What are they arguing about? Punch some motherfucker. It's just this wishy-washy. We used to be friends. Well, they're beating up your partners. So then Dino leveled the Buckaroos and Jack did a backflip onto all of them without Kenny doing anything, which is probably the safest thing they could do with Kenny. And that was that. Did you enjoy Blue Sky versus Jamie Hayter?
You know, I just couldn't, I couldn't bring myself to, I was so excited for the match that I had to leave the room and do something else for a while.
Yes.
Actually, that makes it sound perverted. That makes it sound perverted. What I meant was I didn't give a shit and I didn't watch it.
You went out of the room to ignore it.
That's right.
But you came back for the 6-man tag team title match, right?
I believe so.
Dralistico, Rush, and Rigor Mortis with Sammy Guevara in their corner, because now one of the pillars, Sammy Guevara. Oh, I wish Ernie Ladd was still alive. Sammy Guevara, you dumbed yourself right out of position. He has worked himself all the way into where he is a member of a multiple person mid-card group in Ring of Honor.